If you're thinking about starting an online business, there's a very good chance you've come across the two biggest names in e-commerce, Shopify and Amazon. Both allow you to sell products online, but they work in completely different ways. And the big question that people want answered, which one actually makes you more money? In this video, we're going to break down the pros and cons and how Shopify and Amazon stack up against each other. And that includes the risks, the costs, and which platform might be better depending on what you're trying to do. So firstly, it's important to understand that Shopify and Amazon are very different business models. With Shopify, you create your own online store. You control the branding, the website, the pricing, the marketing, but you also have to bring in your own traffic. Amazon, on the other hand, is a marketplace. So instead of building your own website, you list your products directly on Amazon's platform. Amazon already has millions of customers searching for products every single day, but that convenience comes with trade-offs. So let's talk about the startup costs, because the costs for each platform are very different. With Shopify, your typical expenses include a Shopify subscription, so that can be £25 to £80 a month, website themes, apps and plugins, advertising, product sourcing. So many beginners, they end up spending hundreds of pounds before seeing any results. For Amazon costs, Amazon sellers usually pay their Amazon seller account, which is £30 a month. Referral fees, these are often about 15%. Fulfillment costs if using Amazon FBA, and product inventory. So while Amazon can be very good at bringing you customers, it takes a significant cut of your sales. So when we look at traffic and customers, this is where the biggest difference appears. And that's because Amazon already has huge built-in traffic. Millions of people go to Amazon every day specifically to buy products. That means you can start making sales much faster. But with Shopify, you have to create your own traffic because no one's currently going to your website. So this usually means you probably have to invest in TikTok ads, Facebook ads, influencers, SEO, content marketing. In other words, Shopify gives you total freedom with your website and your positioning, your brand and pricing, but Amazon can give you customers. And this makes it difficult to choose between them. And competition exists on both platforms, but in different ways. On Amazon, multiple sellers can list the exact same product. So that often leads to price wars, thin profit margins, or competitors copying listings. Sometimes you might even be competing with the manufacturer. With Shopify, competition obviously exists, but because you completely control your brand, it's a bit different. And that's because you can differentiate your store, you can build a very niche audience, you can create unique branding. The website can look wildly different to what an Amazon page would look like, and you have total control over that. And this means that Shopify, you can build long-term businesses rather than just product listings. Not to say you can't build a long-term business on Amazon, but there's just a very different feel in terms of branding. Now let's look at fulfillment and logistics. Now with Amazon, they have Amazon FBA, which is fulfillment by Amazon. And this is arguably one of Amazon's biggest advantages. And this is because Amazon stores, they pack and they ship products for you. And that means way less logistical work, but it adds fees. And when I say fees, I mean a lot of fees. With Shopify, it's a bit different. You can handle shipping yourself, but that might be really difficult to do with any sort of scale. You can use third-party warehouses or drop shipping suppliers. So you can still get something that is very similar to fulfillment by Amazon, but it can be hit and miss. You have to then go do the research yourself on which supplier or warehouse you want to use. So it gives a lot of flexibility, but a lot of responsibility. So let's look at the important thing here, profit potential. Which one actually makes more money? Well, it depends on the business model. Amazon tends to be better for fast product sales, simple listings, or leveraging Amazon traffic. You can get started with something and you don't have to build a whole website just to get a first product up. You can do it a lot quicker than that and have access to a lot of traffic. But they do keep you in the Amazon ecosystem, which kind of means you're at the mercy of Amazon. And Amazon, they can just lose your stock, and sometimes it takes months to get a refund for that. Also, their support is awful. When things go wrong on Amazon, it's very difficult to fix. So it's a real big trade-off. Shopify tends to be better for building a brand, higher long-term margins, and owning your customer base. You also just have a lot of freedom. If something goes wrong on your website or you want to change the product listing, you can do it super easily because you have full control over the website. With Amazon, sometimes you try and make a change and you have to wait for support to get back to you before you can even do it. And this could be something like a title change that won't work. With Shopify, you have complete freedom there. But you do have this bigger upfront investment where you have to build a site first and do all this research into what suppliers you can use. So it is a hard pick. But Amazon is often faster for sales, Shopify is often better for building something long term. If your goal is to start selling quickly and take advantage of existing traffic, then Amazon can be a great platform. But if you do want to build your own brand and control your business long term, Shopify often has more potential. But neither one is automatically better. It really depends on the type of business and product that you want to build. But I'd love to hear your experience, or if you've had any experience with Amazon or Shopify, and let me know in the comments. And as always, if you enjoyed this, hit like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.